And we're coming back to you live from our homes. I'm Sean.
I'm Zach.
Have I never done that joke to you? That one?
No, you have, but it's been so long.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
it fits so well. And I just woke up. So, like, all those
Uh,
things combined, it just, wow, that was funny.
so, Alice and I pulled out the Christmas stuff, right?
Oh, like you do.
And in doing so, she unearthed one of my notebooks.
Okay.
And this notebook is from when I was in that creative writing class. And in that class, I one of the assignments, we had like a list of assignments we could choose to do. We had to do like a certain number of them. And one of the choices was to do like National Poetry Writing Month, which is write a poem
Is
every
this
single day.
the poetry episode with Sean?
Well, I've just got it sitting here. I wasn't even going to grab it, but I figured I'd read you a few of my poems.
Yes,
I don't want to
yes.
brag. They're pretty good.
Oh
I
my
read through all of
gosh,
them,
I'm
and I
ready.
only cringed a lot. Uh, but here we go. A haiku. Poetry is hard. Counting syllables bores me. Why a month of this? And then that follows with, it was me who chose. I guess I have a death wish. A poem daily. That was the very first day.
You were off to a really strong start with these
Just starting
haikus.
strong, man. Just starting really strong. Let me see. I don't really remember them very well, even though I read them just a few days ago. Um, Most of them are like definitely like in the shade of I'm 14 and this is deep, you know? They're definitely like in that direction. Um,
I
let's
love it.
see. Here we go. This is a good one. Nothing to write today, so I write that. Does it count as a poem? No one can say. Well, it won't be published, but I'm not trying for that. I'm just writing. So, since no one is paying for this, I guess it can be trash.
Can I buy it? Take it to the merch store. Sean's haikus.
My poetry book. And I can tell, I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure that I missed like a ton of days, but to do the assignment, I just wrote like a bunch of poems and put the
Oh
date
yeah.
on it.
Oh yeah.
Because like at the end, I can just see like it looks all the exact same and really rushed and like bad.
You know what I think is so funny? Both of the ones you shared with me so far is like seriously, it's just like train of thought. It's just like today
Oh,
sucked,
dude.
but I have to write about it,
Here
so
was
it
the
won't be published. Was fine.
here was the final one. A poem a day. Oh, what a great pain it was. Haiku to end all. Anyways, uh,
You are
I
a
do
master
think
poet.
here's the best one, man. This one is definitely in the vein of I'm 14 and this is deep, but
Okay,
I think
okay.
this is the best one, and this is another haiku, but it is, will you forget me? The thought always makes me scared. Please just forget me.
Wow. Wow.
Look at that.
Okay.
See,
So you
right?
actually had a good poem. Well, you had a
Well,
poem.
I didn't want to read any of the
Well,
ones.
oh,
Again, I won't say good.
that's why I'm here. What are you? I could be in bed right now. The
You
only thing
could
that got me out of bed this morning was the
excuse me?
promise of
Oh.
Sean's poems.
I thought you said we could be in bed right now.
Oh, okay. I mean,
And
there's
I was like,
always room for one
excuse me?
more.
What do you think you're trying to do, young man? I am a married man, Mr. Amine Avatar.
um, so you're saying you don't want me sleeping under your bed at night?
I did not say that,
Oh, okay,
but you
okay.
can't be in the bed with me. That's
Oh,
the
okay,
difference.
okay.
If I don't reach down and feel your hand tickle mine, then I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay, I got a little concerned there. I was like, what am I doing every night? Like, fetch. I thought it was mutual.
There's no greater comfort in my life than just like casually reaching my arm down off my bed and then just like tussling your hair.
Yeah. By the way, you didn't like drop a treat off the side of the bed last night for me. Like,
I
I
like
was
feed
waiting
you like
the whole
I
time.
feed you like Jolly Ranchers so you stay.
I freaking love Jolly Ranchers.
I know.
Where were the Jolly Ranchers, Sean? Where were they?
The underneath of my bed is just
It's
like
just
piles
rappers.
of Jolly Rancher wrappers.
Every now and then you just hear rustling as I'm moving around down there.
I'll just like climb into bed, turn off the light, and then I hear, and I'm like, okay, Zach's there.
I'm preparing for the next Jolly Rancher. You just like drop it on the side of the bed, and a hand just like lightning fast. Just yeah, but last night you didn't give me Jolly Rancher, and I'm devastated.
Yeah, we were out.
And really, there will be revenge. I will remember
just-
this moment.
You know, I wouldn't have it any other
In fact,
way.
I'm going to go spread your haikus around the internet now.
Gonna spread your haikus. It's like a disease. Ah, crap! I got a haiku. Ew, gross.
No, get off! Get off! And I was like,
I'm speaking in 575. Ah!
we got 2319. We got 2319.
Ah, so how are you doing, man?
I'm really tired, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
I woke up and that's all I've done today.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Let's see. What things have happened to me?
Yeah. Talk me through your process, you know?
Let's see. Yesterday was fine. The day before it was fine.
Every day is fine. Even the bad days are fine.
Man,
It's just
let me
fine.
tell you, I've been exhausted like this whole week, like so tired. And
What a vibe.
I think it's just because finals are coming around and like final projects, and I think it's just that. But
Yeah. I feel you, man. I mean, not literally right now, but I do feel you.
but you could. My
Freaking-
hand's right here.
Freaking work on Monday was like the worst day ever. It was so busy and like the internet went out for a few hours.
Oh no.
So just like stuff was getting all backed up. I have nothing interesting to. No, that's not true. I have something interesting to say. Was it that day? I don't know. It was a day. So this lady came in. Okay. And she was like, I was helping her out. She seemed kind of all over the place, but that's fine. We were smoothly going through the transaction, which is all I asked for, you know, not to have to stand there and wait on them, right? And she's like, I charge her, and she kind of like mumbles as she like pulls out her like credit card and pays, right?
Okay.
I don't really hear what she says, so I don't care, you know, whatever.
Right.
She's just mumbling to herself. And so I take the receipt and I'm handing it to her and I'm showing her where the tracking number is, because that's what we always do. And she goes, out of nowhere, just out of nowhere, she's like, so I lost my debit card a few days ago. I'm like, okay.
Oh no.
And she's like, and then a few days after that, I lost my brand new iPhone, like the brand new one.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry. And she's like, so I stole my husband's debit card from his wallet, and now he thinks he lost his. So every time I use this now, I'm scared he's going to cancel it.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I was like, here's your receipt. Good luck with that. And I like look back at my coworkers as she walks out, and they're all just like slack jawed, like, what the fuck?
That's so awkward.
I was like,
oh my god.
I was like, she's like straight up gaslighting her husband. Like, actually, though.
Like, isn't that just something like, yeah, I lost my credit card, let me go get a new one, right? But like,
No.
no.
She was
okay.
too. Well, here's the thing. She was too scared to tell him about either thing she lost. So instead, her answer to that was stealing his and gaslighting him into thinking he lost his.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine.
Dude.
That is not the start of a healthy relationship.
I know, right? That's pretty rough, man. That's pretty bad.
'Cause you already know that's going to explode
Like,
eventually.
I'm like, I know. Like, I'm just like, I can't. should I say something like communication? Like maybe you need to like go to counseling with your husband. Like I don't know. Like,
Like,
holy crap.
like one, how are you going to get away with your missing, like losing your phone? Um,
Right? Yeah.
like that's gonna be like a 2 day thing, and you found out. Second,
Hmm.
when they do find out there's been charges on their stuff, he's just gonna think it was like either someone got like stole their card and gonna like try to cancel it anyways, or
Hmm.
and the truth's gonna come out, right? Like, oh my
Right.
gosh,
I
what a
don't.
mess, dude! What a
Dude,
mess.
I was in shock. I was like, wow, that's something else right there.
That
That's another
stresses
level.
me out just thinking about it. So, Sean, did you have
So,
any of your cards go missing recently? Just out of curiosity.
any of my cards go missing?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I stole them from Allison, so she thinks she
Oh,
lost hers.
oh, but I. Oh, interesting.
What? What'd
Because
you do?
I stole yours.
Where'd yours go?
Jacob.
Jacob? What happened to Jacob's? It's just this whole and it's turtles all the way down, man.
And at the very bottom is how just my cat.
It's just hoarding all of these cards.
Just underneath my bed is a pile of credit cards.
Preparing. Here's a callback. Preparing for I don't know the aliens that were gonna come invade, and the cats were
Oh,
our
with
only
Hillary
hope, or
Clinton?
something like that. Yes, something like that. She's preparing to getting funds for that. I'm sure your
Oh,
cat is.
yep. I knew my cat was in on it the whole time.
Hey, and if you don't get that reference, are you even a real
Are you even a
fan?
real? Why are you even here right now if you haven't seen all the previous episodes and remember them?
What's wrong? I love shaming our audience. It's the only thing that keeps me going in this life.
The best part is I actually have people to shame now. Paige, I can't believe you. Go back and watch the
can't feel-
episode. What the?
What the heck, Paige? Oh my god.
Yeah, shout out to you, Paige. But if you don't recall that episode, why are you even here?
What the heck? Do you even care about us?
Do you
Like
care
we're
about
the
me
ones
at
that
all?
matter here. Look at us. Well, I mean you can't.
This was always about us, okay?
This was always about me. Done. I can
Okay,
hear it.
Sean, Sean, that
yeah.
video keeps showing up in my recommended on YouTube over and over and over. And the worst part is I click it every time. I click it and I'm like, surely it'll go away this time. No, the next day it's back.
Oh man, that's how YouTube works. They know you'll keep watching it, so
But
they're gonna
no,
keep
but I've
sending
already
it
watched it.
to you.
I think the problem is there's nothing else like it they can recommend me. So like we just have to keep recommending the same thing to him over and over.
Do you get? I don't know. This is me shooting in the dark. Do you get an abnormally large amount of ads for Wendy's?
That no, actually,
Interesting.
that one spicy nugs thing I sent you the
Yeah.
last episode. I've had that. I've had a few Wendy's ads just occasionally, but like I go to Wendy's a lot. Like
They know they got you.
yeah, I'm hooked already, man. Like
You don't have to try. Man, can I say, Wendy's ads? Have you seen their newer ones where it's like basically a parody of The Office, but it's at Wendy's?
run me through one, maybe. Can you
The
remember
most
any of
recent
them?
one for Christmas is like the whole crew is standing there watching this guy eat a Frosty, and the guy looks kind of like Santa Claus. And so one of the people in the ad goes, "That's gotta be him." And they're like, "Nah, man, that's just guy enjoying a peppermint Frosty." He's like, "I gotta go ask." And so he walks over and he's like, "Hello there. Do you mind if I sit?" And then he sits on his lap, and then it moves on to the ad, right?
Wait,
But it's all
wait, I have seen that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the whole thing. I think I've seen like maybe like a 5 second ad of that, and it's just the guy sitting on the guy's lap. But yeah.
So they've been building out these characters. They're using the same actors, kind of like Jake from State Farm kind of vibes,
Okay.
you know? they're building out these characters of this Wendy's crew, and it feels like an Office parody, but at Wendy's. And at the end of every single episode of The Office, you get an ad for what you're watching.
It's kind of brilliant.
It's something, man. I
But Sean, you remembered the ad, so
the thing is,
job.
like they've occasionally hit me where I smile or something, like, okay, that was all right, but then I see it 18 more times, just like every ad, and so I'm just like, okay, it's a pepper frosty.
But now you know that Wendy's has a peppermint frosties out, Sean.
I'm never gonna buy it. That doesn't sound good to me.
You don't know.
I do know.
Well, maybe you won't buy it for yourself.
Oh shoot, you're right. Because I take you to Wendy's every other week now.
I love Wendy's. So I can't stop thinking about Wendy's. Holy fuck, I'm sorry.
So this episode is brought to you by Wendy. I'm just kidding. Dude, that'd be crazy. What if I surprised you one day and I'm like, we actually have a sponsorship? That'd be crazy.
I actually won't believe you. I straight up won't believe you.
You would throw every single thing I say under the bus, completely ruining every wine read, and then we'd do sponsorship because of you.
And then I'm like, wait, it was real?
I'm like, dude, I hate you so much.
It's actually some big company as well. That's why I refuse to believe it.
This episode is sponsored by Google. You're like, yeah, funny. And I'm like, no, dude, it's really sponsored by Google. Please, shut up.
I'm just tearing into Google the whole time.
Google, the place where you can find the most porn. And I'm like, dude, don't say that. Come on.
I wouldn't be wrong.
Anyways,
I'm just looking forward to when Spicy Nuggs finally does end. That way, when I create my next thing, I can force Spicy Nuggs to be sponsored. That's supposed to be my new thing, and then it'll be great.
Yeah, what a vote of confidence having Spicy Nuggs be your sponsor.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is an award-winning podcast after all.
It is Triangle award-winning. I don't want to brag. I'm one of the people on that podcast, though. Did you know that?
No way.
Yeah.
That's impressive because I also am on that podcast.
I got you.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wow, the suspense is actually kind of killing me right now. It just says, Period Planet is typing.
There is my autograph for you.
Wow, I feel truly blessed today.
That's the type of improv you get on Spice and Nuggs and Smash Bros. Every weekday at 4 p.m.
At 4 p.m.? It's not 4 p.m.
Semantics. It's 4 p.m. somewhere.
Yeah, just post the episode at 4 p.m.
Yeah. No, I won't.
No.
But,
Oh.
I mean, I might. If I do, it's completely by accident.
No, I believe in you. I accidentally did that on purpose.
Yeah, I'm a genius. I'm a freaking genius. Okay, whatever. How are we doing on time? I feel like we've been talking forever about literally nothing.
Oh, we have. It's our speciality. We're at 20 minutes.
Oh, good. Okay. Question, Zach.
Answer, Sean.
Is this the final episode of this semester?
Is it?
Or do we got one more? I can't really. I'm not sure.
I think we got one more. Right? Finals isn't. Actually, I think on a normal semester, this would be the last one.
So,
but this
is might be the last
semester. One. No, we got a bonus episode this time. That's a promise to the people.
Yeah, a bonus episode with half as many episodes as usual.
Oh yeah.
Like a third, maybe.
And if Sean doesn't show up, I'll do it by myself. It's fine. I'll put him in post.
That would be a first, yeah. Because I've literally done that to you, but
honestly, it's probably one of my favorite episodes.
Okay, so I do have something to talk about, unless you have something. But
no, go for it, man.
Okay, So this is one of those. This is gonna be
Just
one of
kidding.
those
I have
episodes.
such a great thought on Sean. How dare? No, I'm kidding. I'm
Please
sorry.
go ahead.
No,
Of course,
no, no.
it's so funny. You have no idea how funny that is because I was literally about to be like, this could be one of those episodes where I talk about something really personal and important to me. It's so you just immediately cut me off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Um, so stupid. Okay. So I have different thoughts.
Well,
I
that's a
have different
first.
thoughts. I know. But I'm graduating soon.
You are.
Yes, unless I just bomb my finals, which I guess
Oh,
is
it's
possible.
always an option.
But
Then you can stay
probably
with
not.
me for one more semester.
Let's go. We
Woo!
could go take Ryan's class together again. It'll be like just like old times. And
Oh,
by old times, I mean last semester.
think of the possibilities, Sean.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and,
Right,
um,
right. See where
yeah.
you're going.
Okay. So I'm graduating, which has led me on, a number of different thought processes.
I can only imagine.
Mostly just because I'm at the point where, people ask me what my plan is. And unlike before, where I would just lie and give an answer to placate them, I am no longer doing that. I just tell them, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Right. And
This is character
people don't
development.
it's character development, but I don't know if it's good character development. People don't like that answer because they immediately try to problem solve with me. They're immediately like, "Well, what kind of stuff are you interested in? What would be an interesting job for you?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like that's the problem,
You're
you
like,
know?
I'm working on it.
Like something I gotta. You're not going to figure this out for me. I got to figure this out. Like that's what I want to say
Right,
to them,
right.
right? I just got to go and try and find stuff, which is what I'm going to do eventually. Whatever, it's fine. Um, but, but it's led me to this thought process of, um, there's a number of things in life that I am very, very passionate about. I think, right, and that I
Okay.
enjoy doing. Music is probably top of that list. I love playing the guitar. I love singing, not necessarily like in front of people, but I love doing that stuff, right? I like making videos. I love going out and recording with our friends, and I like editing them. I like the editing process, even though it can be a slog sometimes. I actually do really enjoy it. I like writing. I like creating stories. I like the brainstorming process of creating a video or creating a story. Like I love all these things, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I think most of the time through my life, there was like two sides of like this coin, right? Where there's people who are like, well, those things aren't really realistic for a job because you probably won't be able to get very high in the market. So you should do something else. You should do something more secure, right? But on the other
Definitely.
side, there's the people who are like, chase your dreams, make this job what you want to, because this is what you're passionate about. And imagine making money from something you're passionate about, right? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's a person who is happy, right? Those are the two sides of the coin I feel like I've always heard. And I feel like I've hit a third option. And this is
Okay.
where it gets kind of personal to me. But I'm like, I've reached a point, and I've said that similar things to this before, but I've finally found a way to fully express it. But I don't want to make money from those things, which sounds crazy. It sounds so stupid. Like, why would
Ah.
I want to? But I talked about this like way long ago. I don't remember, but it's like this story. I can't remember where I heard it. I'm pretty sure it was a YouTube video, so take this for a grain of salt. But the idea was like it was like a sociologist or something. Like he was watching kids on a playground, and there was this kid who was making sandcastles, and he went up to the kid who was like, "Hey, why do you like making sandcastles?" And the kid was like, "This is my favorite thing to do. I love making sandcastles." And the sociologist was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to start paying you to do that. I'm going to give you $1 every single day that you make sandcastles, right? So it's something a kid already loves to do, and he's going to pay him for it. Awesome. So for a week, he totally pays out. And then after the week, he goes to the kid and he's like, "I'm out of money. Sorry, I can't pay you to make sandcastles anymore." And the kid goes, "Well, I'm not going to do it anymore then."
Ah.
So
Ah.
it's this idea that I've seen so many times, especially like on freaking YouTubers who are like expressing burnout and stuff like that, where it's something that they love to do. But once it becomes their job, it is now their job. And even if they still love to do it, there's there's something causing it to no longer be as enjoyable for them.
Right, right. I feel like it's kind of the same thing that school does in a way to like even subjects you like. It's like
Mm,
um, wh- this is something you might be learning on your own or doing on your own. But the moment I feel like when it becomes something you want to do, to do something you have to do, whether that's for education, for just monetization, anything, right? Like the moment you do it, I feel like it loses something because you're forced to do it, whether that is
right.
just to live. And I feel like even if you do love those things, there's going to be some days that like maybe you're just not in the mood to do it, right? But
Hmm.
if you put yourself in a situation where you are forced to work, like to do it because it's your job now, like I feel like that can just make that worse. Where like, what now I don't want to do it the next day or the next day because it can kind of compound. But
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm just like I hate the idea that something that I truly enjoy could be changed like that.
mm,
Something that legitimately helps me calm down, helps me like freaking de-stress, release emotion, like all of those different things, helps me remain a freaking passable human being in society, like something that helps me express myself and all of this stuff like that. It gets turned into what it's like at work. And I just like, because man, I mean, and partially this is just customer service because that's what I do, but like, I just hate work so much.
right, right.
Like, I don't want those two parts of my life to like collide in any kind of way.
This okay. This is fascinating because I feel like I'm very much the same way, where it's really weird because I hate work, but when I'm at work, like my mindset is I'm here to do this job to the best of my ability, even if it's like that day maybe my best is like 80%, right? But
Yeah.
like but like I don't like it. It's so strange. Like when like say like your coworkers just want to like goof around for like 10, 15 minutes, right?
Hmm.
I get anxious doing that. Like I'm more stressed not doing my job than I am just sitting there doing my job. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel like I kind of like I separate these things in my mind where it's like um, when I'm at work I'm going to work, but when I'm at home I'm going to do stuff I want to do, right? Like it's going to be awesome. And I do
Hmm.
kind of feel like going back to your point, like I don't think I would want them to be the same either. I do feel like it's important to like maybe not you're doing the thing you absolutely love and every day you're not actually working, right? You hear that all the time. But
Yeah.
I feel like part of work um, is overcoming new challenges or like things you don't enjoy but like become
Yeah.
um and I do feel like it's important to find a job that like you enjoy, like you like, but maybe it's not like my passion must become my job, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally. What you said about like goofing off at work, right? It just made me think of my time at Chrysalis, right? Because so much of my job was spent just sitting on a couch waiting for something to go wrong, basically,
Right.
or for them to want to interact with me or something like that, right? Which seems cool at the time, like, oh, I'm getting paid to just like play Pokemon on my phone or whatever. Like that's great. Um, but I think one of the things I realized is that I don't hate working
Mm.
um, by any means. Like I think work is so important. I think having a place to go and like do something productive, um, even because before I said I freaking hate work, which is true, but at the same time, like, like I think, like you said, there's like this opposite area, like where you can get stuff done, and it's not all necessarily going to be positive, but because of that, you have a place to go afterward, which is home, and that's the positive place, hopefully, right?
Right.
Um,
Well, I also like it's like how can there be light without darkness, right?
Yeah.
But I also think as much as like I hate work, I'll say it. But like I do feel that at the end of the day, like you at least accomplished something. Even if it's
Mhm.
like super minimum. Like you just showed up to work and did something you didn't want to do. Like I feel like that like is at least something you did in your day rather than just I feel like it's if you like didn't have to go to work and you just did whatever you wanted to do. I feel like that could be really hard like because like I feel like you might grow in your passions but like would you I feel like there's a benefit in like growing within society as well. If
Mm.
I don't know how to word this, but I hope you got the gist.
Yeah, no, I follow. Um, and this like I don't I don't I don't really want to go off on this. I don't really want to say what I'm about to say. But this kind of goes into in my nihilism class this semester when we talked when we read Marx. Okay. Um, and people think that Marx like hates work, and thinks that nobody should have to work and that we'll all just share and everything will be fine. But that's not the case, according to my understanding. Not that I know a great deal about him, but from what I understood from the class is the idea is like the way the world currently is set up, the capitalism version of the world, um, where you go and work for a paycheck, you've been separated from the value of the work. Um,
Mm,
Whereas before it was like you go and like you raise cows and you milk those cows and then you trade the milk for what you need or even money. It doesn't matter if it's money. Like money isn't the issue. It's that the value was being right there and you receive it immediately. Whereas now it's you work for an hourly pay and the value is just like lost. It's
right.
separate from you. And I think it's even more so because like this is him talking back in like 1800s. Now like we don't see the money. Like it's a direct deposit into my bank account.
It's
It's a
just a
number
number,
on the
yeah.
screen, right? And like I think this is one of my biggest issues with work is just like I don't feel a strong desire to raise that number on the screen. It's like getting points in a video game. I don't really
Right.
care.
Right.
Like I'm more interested in the overall experience, right? So even with work, I'm more interested in what I'm doing. I'm more interested in doing something that is um that feels like you said like you're accomplishing something, even if it is just going somewhere and being there. Like I'm more interested in that experience and now that there's like this separation from that value overall, it feels I don't know. That was a lot of rambling, but you got. I hope, yeah.
You actually, holy fetch, you just put into words what I have tried to put into words so many times, I think. Because,
Sounds like you need to read Marx. I don't know.
well, no, just because, um, like, I decided a long time ago that I didn't care to be rich or famous or, like, I I just want to make enough to get by. Like
Yeah.
I've decided to be a teacher, okay? Like like if there's any path that I think shows that, it's freaking being a teacher. Um
Yeah.
like money is not my motivation at work ever. Like it's like as long as I'm making enough to live, that's all I care about. And like if I have enough to like sometimes like splurge on myself and get something I wanted, like yeah, awesome. That's great. But like
Hmm.
really like that and that's what drove me crazy with a lot of my early jobs like working at Smashburger or something like that was I would go to work and I didn't feel any value in being there. I'm like there's no like I feel like my what I was giving in my service was completely um not non-necessary. Like there's 1,000 other food
Mm.
chains people could go to. If this one closed down, there's no big deal. It's like right, like there's nothing like
Yeah.
it's just a convenience. And I feel like that's really what has inspired me to try to be a teacher is like every day there would be that fulfillment. So
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, man. That's and I think that's like circling back around to like the main point, which was like your passion and your work can be separate and that's an okay thing. Like we're talking about like work being fulfilling, and I don't think that fulfillment comes from it being something you love to do necessarily.
I agree. I agree.
Right? Uh, I there were definitely days at Chrysalis that I felt very fulfilled leaving because I had a great interaction with one of the guys, or like something they did something that was like progressing their goals or something like that, you know. Um, and that's like it's not like that's my huge passion in life is finding people and helping them progress in their goals. I don't constantly seek out people and try to do that, but like those things are like that. I guess the value was right there in front of me, right? The
Right.
value, like the paycheck was almost aside. Like I was still getting paid, obviously, but like that was when the value was like very visible. Whereas at a lot of other jobs, it's just like almost completely separate, and it feels like you said, just extraneous and like a convenience, and it doesn't matter as much. So
I feel like even on like your absolute worst days at work too, like do think there is fulfillment in like finishing the day and knowing you made it through the day, right? Like there is
yeah.
fulfillment in that. It's like that's over. Like I made it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Just a couple thoughts there. But any last
Man,
words,
yeah,
Sean?
dude. Spoinctus.
Sp-
That's my last word.
Man, that was
Spoinctus.
a great word. Now I can't even follow through.
Yeah.
Spoinctus, everyone. Remember Spoinctus throughout your day.
Thank you all so much for spoincting with us. I'm still Sean.
And I'm still sad.
And we'll
Spoink this
spoink you
out.
next time.
It's very big, 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 big water. It's very big, 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 big water. It's deep and dark and dangerous, scary and mysterious. In that big water.
I'm really sad that I started recording right after that. It
Yeah.
devastating.
We could recreate it. No one would even know.
I,
No one would know it's fake. You
I
know?
would know. It wouldn't be the same.
I. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the truth, Sean? What's the truth?
Who even am I?
Dude, all I can think of is it's that video, except they put it over the sound of the race cars.
And I love you, and I miss you.
Like instantly, that video came to mind. Oh man, I love that so much.
I'm just sad that I played the chords I did. I went with the basic chords, which is like such a happy sound.
You know, it was a good contrast.
Oh yeah, to me just
Yep.
crying out into the darkness until I was suddenly silenced.
Well, you too? That's crazy. Oh my gosh, I
Bro!
happened to me yesterday.
Were you in the darkness? Oh my gosh, that's crazy, bro!
I thought I heard another scream down there.
Dude, I mean, just echoing around. I just figured it was from a couple years ago or something, you know.
Oh, no, that was me, man. That was all me.
Dude, that's crazy.
I mean, I have been down there for a while.
Uh-huh.
At least it's felt like a while.
It always feels like that. But it's really only been like a couple minutes, probably.
Oh, don't say that. Actually, I can take it. Bring it on. Bring it on, darkness.
Bring it on. I'm
For you
ready
got
for
nothing
you.
on me.
I'm gonna eat you up.
I can take it. Give me your worst. I mean, please be nice.
Don't tease me. It's my first time.